Here's everything we know about Sonic Movie 4 so far. From new concept art to recent staff interviews and the exact release date, let's dive into 7 topics that'll get you completely up to date. Number 1. The official concept art for Sonic Movie 3 has been released, and it sparked intense speculation about what's in store for Sonic Movie 4. While most of the art closely resembles scenes from the third film, 2 pieces stand out. One focusing on Metal Sonic, and another featuring Amy Rose. Both characters made their debut in the post-credits scene of Sonic Movie 3, and these artworks seem to hint at their larger roles in the sequel. They most likely represent unused versions of the post-credits scene that would reveal a lot more about the next movie. The most striking piece shows Dr. Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey, in an apocalyptic setting as a king, standing alongside Metal Sonic in a temple-like structure dedicated to him. The atmosphere immediately reminded fans of the Bad Future setting from the 1993 classic Sonic CD. In that game, Sonic must use the Time Stones to travel in time and prevent Robotnik from turning Little Planet into a dystopian wasteland. Both Amy and Metal Sonic were created for this game, so it makes complete sense the 4th movie would adapt it. The background specifically resembles Stardust Speedway's Bad Future, where Sonic first battles Metal. Could Sonic Movie 4 take place in the future? Fans think so, especially with Amy and Metal appearing in the post-credits scene without any explanation, as if they came out of nowhere. Eggman could have either survived the Eclipse Cannon's explosion and then traveled in time, or maybe this is an entirely different version of him, much like Eggman Niga, the Eggman from the future in the game's universe. The second piece of concept art shows Amy standing atop a mechanical wreckage that looks eerily similar to a Death Egg robot from Sonic Forces. This suggests the movie might also draw visual and thematic inspiration from that game's Eggman Conquered setting. We can even see how Amy's costume might look in the final film without the robes. Number 2. In the post-credit scene of Sonic Movie 3, Amy appears mysteriously and saves Sonic from a group of metals. But where did she come from, and what role will she play in the story? Fans speculate that Amy might come from the future, taking on a role similar to Silver the Hedgehog in Sonic 2006. In this theory, Amy has traveled back in time to warn Sonic and his friends about Robotnik's tyranny. She would lead Team Sonic into her timeline for them to help dethrone Eggman's dominion. This would align perfectly with the themes of Sonic CD and give Amy a compelling reason to join the fight. On the other hand, since she is a hedgehog like Sonic, it's possible what Eggman conquered is not the future Earth, but Green Hill itself, where Sonic and Longclaw used to live. That could mean this is not necessarily a time travel story, but one between worlds, with Eggman sending his army of metals from Green Hill to also conquer the Earth, and Amy using the giant rings to travel and warn Sonic. Whether Amy is from the future or not, her interactions with Sonic will introduce new dynamics to the team. Writer Pat Casey said in an interview with Screen Rant, quote, "Including her in the franchise opens some things up, because Sonic went from a completely lonely little kid to he gained a family, he gained friends and teammates and arch foes. But what's going to be the biggest challenge he's faced so far? Girls. He's growing up." So, Amy's introduction could add a romantic spice to the story. Number 3. Metal Sonic is set to be a major player in Sonic Movie 4, and his cinematic debut could take inspiration from his arc in Sonic Heroes. In that game, he assumes the form of Neo Metal Sonic and betrays Robotnik, transforming into the monstrous Metal Overlord for the role of final boss. Fans believe this storyline could be adapted for Sonic Movie 4, with Metal starting as Robotnik's loyal enforcer in his dystopian kingdom before breaking free and becoming an even greater threat. When asked about the villain's portrayal in an interview with Polygon, Jeff Fowler said, quote, "In most of his incarnations, Metal Sonic doesn't speak. That's not to say that once the story and scripting process begins, there won't be the question asked, what if we did give him a voice? All those conversations have yet to be had. Whether he's a silent enforcer or given a voice to explore his motivations, as in Heroes, Metal Sonic's arc could be one of the most memorable parts of the film."
You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you since I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it?
Number 4. One of the biggest questions surrounding Sonic Movie 4 is whether Jim Carrey will reprise his role as Dr. Robotnik. While Carrey has hinted at stepping back from acting, he's also said that he's open to returning for roles that genuinely interest him. When asked about Sonic Movie 4, Carrey clarifies his decision-making in this process, saying, quote, "If I get the next idea, I'll consider it. And if the content is interesting, I'll come back as Robotnik. says Carrie. I never turn down a role unless I'm not interested. I love this crew, and it's fun to make a movie with them. The concept art portraying Robotnik as a king could be the perfect way to entice Carrie back once again. Imagine him fully embracing the role of an unhinged dictator in a dystopian future. This could be his most eccentric and theatrical performance yet. Number 5. Could Sonic Movie 4 finally introduce Silver the Hedgehog? Fans have been clamoring for his debut, and director Jeff Fowler has acknowledged the demand. Fowler recently said this in an interview.
I gotta tell you real quick, my daughter said she needs Silver next, so that's what
there's
she
a lot
wants.
of Silver fans out there. She's not alone.
All right, thank
Tell
you
her
so much.
we'll take it into consideration for sure.
Silver's inclusion would make perfect sense in a time travel storyline. Sonic and his friends could meet him in the future, adding a new layer of teamwork to the story. That's because in the game universe, Silver is a hedgehog with psychic powers that comes from a ruined future. And story elements of his debut game, Sonic 2006, are already being introduced in movie canon, with Knuckles obtaining the power of the Flames of Disaster during his TV show. This concept art of an unused scene from Sonic Movie 3 reminded fans of Silver's boss fight in Sonic Generations, meaning Paramount might be saving this kind of set piece to actually be tied with his character in a future movie. Even if Silver doesn't play a major role in Sonic Movie 4, he could be teased for a future film or spin-off.
I finally found him. The Iblis Trigger.
Number 6. The Sonic movie franchise has been a massive box office success, and this could mean not only more movies and shows, but even spin-off films. Sonic Movie 3 earned $420 million worldwide, making it the highest-grossing film in the series so far. It's not hard to imagine Sonic Movie 4 crossing the $500 million mark, and Paramount would want to capitalize this even further. The second post-credit scene in Sonic Movie 3 reveals that Shadow survived the events of the climax of the film. It's extremely likely Paramount will make a spin-off about the Dark Hedgehog, such as the Knuckles TV show, but it can be much bigger. According to Leaker at Daniel RPK, instead of a Shadow TV show, we could be getting a full-on Shadow the Hedgehog movie, which would be insane. There's definitely enough material for it, as Shadow's exact origins remained a mystery in Sonic Movie 3. Black Doom could be the main antagonist in this story, with Shadow striving to discover his true origin, much like the 2005 video game. What do you think? Would a Shadow movie be a success? Or would the audience get tired of too many Sonic films? Number 7. According to Paramount, pre-production for Sonic Movie 4 will begin in February 2025, with filming scheduled for late 2025 or early 2026. The film is set to hit theaters on March 19, 2027, giving the creative team plenty of time to deliver a polished story. While the wait might feel long, it suggests the team is prioritizing quality over speed, a huge green flag for fans eager to see Sonic's next adventure. Bonus information. Paramount confirmed that if you subscribe to our channel, an 500-episode-long Agent Stone TV show spin-off will start airing this year. You better not make us all miss out on that.